Hey, good everybody. Still here. Daily Market Pulse, Wednesday, Hump Day, August 6th. So everything ends up mixed, coming and pairing most of their gains. It was a good bounce, but it was on lower volume. They pair some of their gains. They come off their highs a little bit, but everything still looks like it's on track for another reasonable bounce. At least it appears, based on put call ratios, etc. At least in my mind. So we may not see it here. Yeah, well, there's the small bounce, more of a spinning top at the 200-day moving average for the Dow Jones. Bottom of the channel practically, so it could still flush and then come back again. It's oversold, of course. I'm looking for that move to come up off these levels. I think I can show you the put call ratio as well a little bit later. There's the same thing on the S&P. Spinning top, came off its highs, but holding reasonably well from that bull sash formation that occurred before. The NASDAQ had gapped lower on the open, held the lower shadow from Friday. There's still room to 4,300, mind you, but it's almost on the oversold side. Below the 50, everything's it was actually one point it was actually looking like a bullish candle. It was a bullish engulfing, and then again a bullish piercing at one other time as well. So for now it did not, but still looks like it wants to go and bounce. TSX, we're not seeing the candle, but I think it came into the 50-day moving average, if I recall. Let me see if we have anything intraday. Yeah, there it is. So it came down to 15,140, 15.2 is where it finished. So actually, okay, so it came down a little bit and came back to the goal line that's 15,240, so just below that. So it's right around where it is from yesterday's price action as well. No big deal. That seems reasonable. Let's jump over to the US dollar, Canadian dollar. When the markets tend to bounce, this usually tends to drop. Now that is not today's, that's yesterday. So this had a little bit of a drop, I believe, as I recall. Yeah, there it is. Into 109. Yeah, so it came right back to 109 where the polarity was. The euro in most cases bounces, and was holding support of the bullish engulfing. And then you're seeing the move into 133.81. Yeah, so near 134 essentially. Treasuries managed to hit the 139 mark, came off that with a shooting star, so looking to hold the moving averages, but also trying to hold above 137 if it can. Japanese yen had a huge bounce. There was the doji. We were looking for the possibility that could actually bounce, and there it is. A huge move there on the yen. Plenty of room still to 98.80 at this point. Gold also and silver both bounced reasonably. There's the green candle through the moving averages, through the trend line, channel line. Room to 1320, 1325, and then 1340 next. And silver, if we can get the candle, you'll see something very similar to that. So there's the flush into the lower trend line. Let me back away from this so you can see that's the two series of highs. It came all the way back down to test that. We said that might be possible. Plus it happens to coincide very closely with this kind of a pivot area through here like that right there, across there. So that holds, and then there was a bounce, as I said. So if I go intraday, you're going to see where it is at 20.08 now. So it comes all the way back up. Not as high as what gold did, but certainly a good move there as well. Crude had opened higher, went higher, and then faded most of its price action, making a new low, with still room even lower now at this point. That is yesterday's candle, and there's today's. I just lost it. There we go. There it is. So it opened higher, went higher, hit 98, faded. Now you're looking at 96 on the downside, I'd say. Small caps with risk on, risk off. At this point, it's been sideways, holding 111 approximately. Decent green candle after holding the hammer lower shadow. Room to 114, possibly 116. We'll see if they can hold anything below 110. You're heading toward 108, 107. And as I said before, the VIX. The VIX was up there 2 out of 3 days above the upper Bollinger Band, and then gapped higher slightly into 17 and faded. It's still pretty high. It's 16 and a quarter. Still room to 18, 19, but it didn't quite make it there. So the resistance here across 17 and fading fairly rapidly. So there's the put call ratio once again. There's the green box I put in there. That's above 1 into 110 and higher. When it gets that high, VIX through the Bollinger Band, we typically see a reversal, and we're starting to see some of that angst in the markets where they're looking to buy at these lower prices.